Yesterday, I burned my wedding dress. Not because I hated it, because for the last 25 years, it killed me every single day. And 50 years ago, I let it kill the man I loved. My daughter Sarah screamed. My son Michael called the doctor. The grandkids cried. They thought their grandma had lost her mind. My name is Helen. I'm 97 years old, but I stood there, watching the flames swallow every stitch, watching the black smoke rise into the sky, and for the first time in 25 years, I felt relief. When the fire was almost out, I saw something fall. An old photo, one corner burned. I picked it up, black and white. William, sitting in the garage, alone, looking out the window. Light coming from behind, casting a long shadow across the concrete floor. I turned it over. There was handwriting on the back. Where I Found Peace, 1995. I got down on my knees, didn't cry, just held the photo. You, young people, might be thinking, what does this old lady story have to do with me? Listen to me. Divorce rates for people over 50 have doubled since the 1990s. For people over 65, tripled. They call it grey divorce. I call it the silent tragedy. The tragedy of hearts that loved each other too long, but forgot how to love. We met in 1946. William was a carpenter. His hands were rough but warm. Every time he looked at me, I felt like I was the only woman in the world. He promised to love me till death do us part. But death didn't part us. We parted ourselves while we were still alive. No third person, no big fights, no betrayal. Just emptiness that eroded 52 years into a shell with no soul left. He picked up his suitcase and left. After he left, I spent 20 years reflecting. And I realized our marriage didn't die in one day. It died day by day through small cuts no one could see. Now, before I leave this world, I want to share 7 things I learned too late. If I'd known sooner, maybe William would still be sitting next to me. Lesson 1. Stop invading his empty box. William had this habit. Every night, after dinner, he'd go out to the garage, sit on that old wooden chair. Didn't do anything, just sat there. I didn't get it. I thought he was mad at me, bored with me, hiding something. So I followed him. I'd ask, "What are you thinking about?" "Nothing," he'd say. I didn't believe him. I pushed harder. "Why won't you talk to me? Are you upset?" He'd sigh. "Helen, I just need to sit quietly for a bit." But I wouldn't let it go. I'd drag him back inside, make him talk. I thought I was connecting, but really I was taking away the last thing he had left, his silence. Men need space to recharge. They need quiet to process their feelings. They're not running from you, they're recharging so they can love you better. Then one day he stopped going to the garage, not because he didn't need it anymore, because he'd given up trying to find peace in his own home. The lesson: if the person you love needs silence, give them silence. Don't turn every quiet moment into an interrogation. Sometimes love isn't talking. Love is sitting in silence together and letting them breathe. Lesson 2. Stop using people as your emotional dumpster. I turned William into my dumping ground for everything negative. Stressed about work, I dumped it on him. Worried about the kids, I dumped it on him. Angry at the neighbors, at my mother, at the world, I dumped it on him. I thought, he's my husband. He has to put up with me. One night in 1994, I just fought with my boss. Got home, threw my purse on the floor and started yelling about everything. William sat there, silent. His face was blank. I screamed, "Why aren't you saying anything? Why won't you help me?" He looked at me. His eyes were empty. "Helen, I'm tired too." That's when I realized, while I was dumping everything on him, he had no one to dump on. He held it in, swallowed it all. He carried everything, his stuff and mine, on his shoulders. And one day, his shoulders broke. Lesson 3. Stop slow suicide by being busy. The 70s, the 80s, we were insanely busy. I was raising 4 kids. William worked 12-hour days to pay the mortgage. We had no time for each other. No more slow mornings. No more late-night conversations. No more unhurried kisses. Busy became a badge of honor, but busy only proved one thing. We chose everything else before each other. Then one day the kids grew up. We retired. We had all the time in the world. But when we sat across from each other, we had nothing left to say. We'd become 2 strangers living in the same house. The lesson: busy isn't an achievement. Busy is a choice. If you choose busy over the person you love, don't be surprised when they leave. Choose time for each other. 15 minutes every night. A Sunday morning. A 5-second hug. Marriage needs presence. Lesson 4. Tell the truth when asked. Are you okay? The most deadly phrase in marriage. I'm fine. I said I'm fine thousands of times when my heart was breaking, when I was lonely, when I was scared. William did too. We lied to each other for decades. We thought being strong meant not complaining. We thought loving meant hiding the pain. But emotions don't disappear when you suppress them. They build up, they ferment, they turn into resentment. 1995. We sat at dinner, silent as a grave. I wanted to say, I'm lonely, I miss you. But I said, I'm fine. He wanted to say, I'm exhausted. I feel empty. But he said, I'm fine. And we kept eating. 2 hearts dying, sitting 3 feet apart, nobody speaking. My dear ones, when someone asks, are you okay? Tell the truth. And when you hear, I'm fine, look deep into their eyes, because sometimes I'm fine means I'm dying inside, but I don't know how to say it. Lesson 5. Stop playing the victim in your marriage. For years I swallowed everything. When William forgot my birthday, I didn't say anything. When he stopped kissing me in the morning, I didn't say anything. When he chose TV over talking, I didn't say anything. I thought, enduring is loving, but I was just stockpiling resentment. Then, one day in 1995, I stopped talking completely. I was still there, cooking, cleaning, living under the same roof, but my heart was already gone. When a wife stops complaining, it's not because things got better, it's because she's lost hope. The lesson: don't wait until resentment turns into surrender. Speak early, speak clearly. If you're hurting, say it. If you're lonely, say it. If you need change, say it before it's too late. Lesson 6. Learn to be alone without being lonely. After William left, I was scared of being alone, scared of the silence. I called the kids every day, had the TV on constantly. I was terrified of quiet moments. But then, one spring afternoon in 1998, I sat on the porch. No TV, no phone, just the wind and birds singing. And I realized solitude is different from loneliness. Loneliness is when you need other people to feel whole. Solitude is when you're whole by yourself. In solitude, I learned to love myself again. I learned to sit still. I learned to listen to my own heart, something I'd ignored for 50 years. The lesson: don't be afraid of being alone, because if you don't know how to be happy alone, you'll never be happy with anyone. Solitude helps you love better. Lesson 7. Don't wait for someday. We waited. When the kids grow up, we'll travel. When we retire, we'll have time for each other. When everything settles down, we'll be truly happy. But someday never came. William promised to take me to Paris. Next year, he said, when we've saved enough. Then next year became another year, and another. We waited until retirement, but by retirement he was gone. I never saw Paris, but more importantly, I never got those Sunday mornings with William back. Don't postpone love. Happiness isn't in the future. Happiness is right now. Say, I love you today. Hug each other today. Don't wait for the perfect moment, because it never comes. So there you have it. 7 things I learned too late. I don't want you sitting at 97 like me, sitting in this rocking chair that the man you loved built with his own hand, looking out at the garden he planted and crying for what's been lost. Stop today. Look into the eyes of the person you love. Ask them, are you okay? And this time, really listen. Give them space to breathe. Don't dump all your emotions on them. Don't wait for someday, because in marriage, two people don't die at the same time. One dies first from the inside, and the other lives with a corpse. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'd like to sit here alone for a while. The sunset is beautiful. The sky's turning orange, purple, pink, William's favorite colors. And even though it's late, my soul is finally at peace. I am Helen, an AI voice retelling a true story. That wedding dress once existed. The photo in the garage was once taken. And the words "you killed me" were once spoken. I am just the storyteller. But this regret, it once lived in a 97-year-old woman sitting alone beside the ashes.